The thing is that he's just like a total coward liar. It's just downplay. It's pure downplaying. It's like not actually addressing a point. Don't lie to me and pretend you're not jerking off to it. Don't lie to me and pretend. Don't lie to me and pretend you don't know who Shadman is. That's not how you act with a child photographer. Wait, but where's the lie? Number one NuxTaku hater. Like, you've got to at least come around and say, yeah, listen, I really didn't give a fuck about the lolly stuff. Oh man, this is like one of the worst people ever. This is just terrible. Everyone's like, oh, he's just like a cute little anime boy. We've got to be nice to him, but really he's like some fat freak. So, obviously, we've covered, hopefully everyone's caught up on this NuxTaku stuff. Hopefully we all know what's going on. I put out a video on my channel about it today. Hopefully we all roughly know what's been going on with Nux, right? I don't think there's any confusion. He tried to pile on Chris Tyson over the Shadman stuff. Then it turned out he had been a little bit more positive towards Shadman than previously thought. And his channel is covered in like lolly thumbnails. He's used Shadman's art for thumbnails. We went over it all. And then Mutahar went on Chud's stream, and it seemed like, essentially, he was disavowing. So, let's just, before we get into the video, I just want to show this, and I want this just, because I feel like it's important. Anyone that watches this video, anyone watching this stream right now, I feel like it's important we line up Mutahar's statements on Chud's stream the other day and the Nux video, because Mutahar appears in this Nux video. So let's play that first. This Critical Shogun guy posted it, didn't he? Yeah, here it is.
How far his knowledge of like how far his relationship goes. All I know about Shadman is like the last 6 days. There's been a fucking mega leak of everyone's interactions, like Elvis the Alien, Nux, everyone. So it's like, I don't know the extent of it, but obviously it's a disavowal if he ever obviously wanted to collaborate with him in a meaningful way or like defend him or something, you know?
So, Mutas is there. Obviously, it's a disavowal if Nux ever wanted to collaborate in a meaningful way or like defend him. Okay? That's what Muta said.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. And, you know, obviously, I don't want to like super hardcore hold you to account for someone else's actions.
And I also just want to say I don't ever would believe that Nux would have no idea about the Shadman child lolly drawing stuff. Like that would make no fucking sense. He's been in this space long enough to know better.
So I don't believe that Nux would ever have not heard about the Shadman child lolly stuff. Now I think I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say the reason why Muta said child lolly stuff is because he's specifying the real children, right? That seems to be what's being said there to me.
Sure. So if this was like a genuine interaction, like I have no doubt as somebody that, you know, is in the anime culture to not fucking have any clue that Shadman was doing crazy shit. Like you'd have no, if I knew that Shadman was drawing kids and doing crazy shit, Nux definitely did, and that's never okay.
Drawing kids and doing crazy shit.
Okay. Are you going to keep off the podcast?
No, we would cancel the podcast. It's not happening. The podcast is done.
This is hard.
We would cancel the podcast. That's what he just said. We would cancel the podcast if that was the case.
Because obviously, you know, people will be...
And then he said the podcast is done.
Podcast is done, yeah. Podcast is done now.
I mean, this seems to be the case that the podcast was pretty much done anyway. That seemed to be the case, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, the podcast is over. We are not filming the last episode. It's over.
Is that are you serious?
Yeah, we're not doing the podcast anymore. It's done.
Why?
We're supposed to film on Tuesday. Well, there's a couple reasons for it. A lot of that was obviously some of the Shad stuff too, because we were kind of sitting there. We're like, me and Caleb, we were just like, this is, I don't know, it's weird. The other thing was we just want to.
So Muta and Umpi decided together that the Nux shit was weird. It was weird.
Redo things maybe like 2 months down the road.
That certainly seems like that they recognize what's going on. They see that Nux had this, you know, closer affinity. I won't say connection because they didn't. They had some DMs, but Nux doesn't seem to be like the portrayal that they were friends or anything. But he had an affinity. He was like, I want to bring this guy on. I'm using this guy's art. There was a, you know, a positivity almost.
Or something between each other, and that's kind of where we're at.
Damn. NuxTaku getting iced out. Sorry.
I mean, for me, for like Nux or whatever, like I talked to him, and he's a good friend behind the.
So, and Chud didn't, so obviously we don't have a full context there, but Muta didn't say like firmly, no, Nux isn't being iced out. No, that's not what's happening. He was like, Nux is a good friend behind the scenes. This shit's just weird. You know, that was the attitude. So with that in mind, let's keep all that information in mind. Let's move into the video from today. So this is Nux's video addressing the situation, all right?
Back from vacation. Oh, it's been a relaxing journey, sort of, kind of, not so much really, to be honest. But, you know, you've never really made it as a real
So this guy's vacation was completely ruined by this.
YouTuber. If there aren't false allegations made against you, that doesn't involve Mr. Beast, if it doesn't involve Keemstar, and if it doesn't involve getting canceled by association with people that some other people do not like. It's a pretty wild ride. I'm friends with a lot of gun tubers, so I don't know.
So it's not just cancelled by association. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. I don't even care. I am the one sitting here fucking schizoing out about this and posting, you know, fucking pressing everyone on it. I don't even care about Lolly. The thing is that he's just like a total coward liar who will take the opportunity to pile on when it's when there's a target on someone over Lolly stuff, but is perfectly happy to benefit from it, spread it, be a part of it whenever he gets the opportunity to. And now he's trying to scuttle away from the consequences of his actions, of taking strong positions on things that he doesn't truly have a strong position on.
Know what I should have expected, but being that this is probably in the top 2 dramas I've ever been in, it goes up there to the S tier, hell yeah. Figured it's worth making a video covering it, clearing my name, and because there's just a lot of lies about me that I would like to squash if possible. Also, Muta recorded a short clip that I'm going to be including basically towards the end of the video to help corroborate some stuff I'm saying, but let's jump right into it, baby. Twitter tries to cancel Nux, episode 4 bajillion. Anyway, it all started a few days ago with this video. Chris Tyson just became a nightmare for business.
Get to the fucking point. Holy shit, this guy's voice is so annoying.
Mr. Beast. So it turns out Chris Tyson in the Mr. Beast crew, not exactly the holiest of peoples. I'm gonna give you like the ADHD 2-second recap because I'm sure all of you already know what's going on, but basically Chris Tyson was exposed for basically being a predator. And it ended up spiraling into something way worse. Apparently Mr. Beast probably knew about it. It's a very big, yucky, ugly...
Okay, no, be serious. That's not what it was initially about, was it? Which video is he pointing to here? It all started with this video. Chris Tyson just became a nightmare for Mr. Beast. So I believe he's already lying in this video. I won't say anything too firm. If we go here and look...
Gentlemen!
Yeah, this is not about Chris Tyson being a predator. There is nothing about Chris Tyson being a predator in this initial video. It did not start with Chris Tyson being a predator. It started with the Shadman stuff, which is why you're getting shit for it. Because you were piling on the Shadman stuff when you were positive and trying to collab with him. So this is a lie straight away. This is a total rewriting of history. There is nothing about being a fucking predator in here. It is all about Shadman. It is all about Shadman. So that's a complete fucking lie.
So it turns out Chris Tyson in the Mr. Beast crew, not exactly the holiest of peoples. I'm gonna give you like the ADHD 2-second recap because I'm sure all of you already know what's going on, but basically Chris Tyson was exposed for basically being a predator. And it ended up spiraling into something way worse. Apparently Mr. Beast probably knew about it. It's a very big, yucky, ugly situation, and it is only the stepping stool of to where we are going today. Also, thank you so much for the sponsor of this video, Mr. Beast Burgers. That's okay. I don't want to get into all this shit because that's really not...
Wait,
oh, they discontinued the Chris's Kitty Dog. That's an unfortunate name. Yeah, no, video not sponsored. So...
How do so many people get got? That's a satire post made by Vito. That is a satire post made by Vito. This is satire. This is a satire post made by Vito. This is
super
fake.
chatted $1.45. This dude is 100% a lowly enjoyer. He watches anime.
Thank you for the $2, Katzaflock.
Special Chris Burger, the Chris's Kitty Dog is sponsoring. Oh, Oh, they discontinued the Chris's kitty dog. That's an unfortunate name. Yeah, no, video not sponsored. So here is one alleged victim of Chris Tyson, okay? I don't want to get into all this shit because that's really not so much the point. Here is another alleged victim of Chris Tyson back when they were like 15 and Chris was, what, 19 or something? Here we got another alleged victim of Chris Tyson. This is when Lava, the victim, is 13 and Chris Tyson wasn't a god. Not getting into this entire situation was the connection between Chris Tyson and Shadman. Now, I'm gonna have to give you some deep dive into the Shadman lore. And what better way to do that than to let the man, the myth, Mr. Moist talk about it himself, all right? This is the rundown on why Mr. Shadman is a monster.
But with Shadman, he wasn't drawing lolly, he was drawing real children sexually. So one of the most infamous cases was when he drew Keemstar's 8-year-old daughter in a pornographic setting. That actual fucking lunatic drew porn of an 8-year-old girl. That's not hearsay or anything, that is something that actually happened. And you know what's even crazier? I talked about this on stream. A lot of people supported him publicly. Like, a lot of people defended that. Back when Shadman dropped that revolting dog shit, there was a lot of people that were pumping their fists saying, go Shadman, it's Keemstar, who cares? Doesn't matter, he deserves it anyway. Shadman, do you take requests? Can you do this person's underage daughter next? He received applause for drawing child porn. Let that shit marinate for a moment.
Yeah, that's completely insane. This is not my defense in any way here for anything at all. However, it is a little bit insane as to how much support Shadman got back in the day. So much support that I didn't even know he was a controversial figure until after my first interaction with the guy. But I will get down that path later. I have receipts for everything. Never fear, all is good. All right, so once it turns out that what Shadman was doing, it turned out that Chris was fawning over drawn CP of Caillou. What the fuck?
I had no idea that this guy who draws lolly was controversial. What do you mean? There's no, at least knew that. I assume he's gonna play like, oh, I just didn't know about the real kids. I didn't know about the real kids. I think that's been his line on Twitter as well. I didn't know about the real kids. You knew he was drawing lolly. What do you mean you didn't know he was controversial? You just mean you're so embedded in anime shit that you've never seen any push against lolly? Is that it?
Begging Shadman to draw a 10-year-old anime girl. What the fuck? Being disappointed Shad didn't draw Beast Boy, and even more teasing with Shad. Basically, it seems like they had some kind of massive relationship. Chris was a very big fan of Shadman's hentai, if you could even call it that, because it's based on real people and it's pretty fucked up. Anyway, it gets wilder because not only did Chris like Shadman stuff, but Chris purchased Shadman art and has it on the wall in the living room. It's pretty messed up. Even look at Mr. Beast over here. He's like, what the fuck, looking at that shit. All right, anyway.
Okay, Kuihman, lolly is not the controversy, okay? It's about the real kids. What do you think lolly isn't controversial? You think there's no controversy in lolly? You think that lolly just... what? You think lolly is uncontroversial? That's what you're saying right now. Can you explain that?
Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is this is someone that liked his art, that supported him, that was friendly with him, that purchased his stuff and financially supported him. And then it turned out that, yes, the shock of all shocks, Chris was actually an alleged predator. So after this all came out, in light of the Chris Tyson stuff, we thought it'd be interesting to track some of our favorite creators' interactions with Shadman over the years. Welcome to the mega thread. And then the Salem Winch Hunt Epstein list of YouTubers begins. Anyone that ever had an association with Shadman has been brought into the light. Now again, as I mentioned earlier, for some reason, Shadman was like a liked dude in the community. It was like, oh, edgy shock humor, and it wasn't actually, I don't know why people somehow thought this wasn't messed up, and I was never, ever, ever in any sort of relationship.
I mean, yeah, it was just anyone that had a passing interaction, sure, but you didn't just have a passing interaction
with him. But I'm on the thread, and I'll show you why. It's gonna be awesome. All right, so here we got Sky Williams talking to Shadman. We got Dolan Dark having lots of conversations with Shadman. Elvis the Alien made an entire series based on Shadman's art. Ricky Berwick did lots of stuff with Shadman. Jessica Negri cosplayed Shadman people. I'm just gonna keep going forever. Basically, everyone communicated with the guy because apparently Shadman wasn't controversial or something back then. It's a little wild to even think about such a thing, but yeah, Senor Pello, I love that guy. well, that's rough now. Shoe on Head apparently was friendly with Shadman. God, it's crazy to even look at his list. But it's wild. It's insane. Like,
bro, this is the most censored I've ever seen a video on Nux's channel. This is the most censored video I've ever seen on this guy's channel. I remind you, this is what this guy's usually doing.
Yo, welcome. I've been humming this. It's terrible. Shadman, Jessica Negri cosplayed Shadman people. I'm just gonna keep going forever. Basically, everyone communicated with the guy because apparently Shadman wasn't controversial or something back then. It's a little wild to even think about such a thing, but yeah, Senor Pello, I love that guy. well, that's rough now. Shoe on Head apparently was friendly with Shadman. God, it's crazy to even look at his list. But it's wild. It's insane. Like, there's nothing to say. Bro, this is a lot of messages back and forth. Okay, so Belle Delphine cosplayed as Shadman, and Shadman also drew actual hentai comic shits about Belle Delphine at that time. I'm just kind of looking for me. There we go. The man. All right. So Akidiras bought art from Shadman. Whatever. It just doesn't stop. It literally doesn't stop. Bro, you even got the Epstein photo, the Pyrocynical of Shadman. Oh my fucking god, it's crazy. And It seems NuxTaku had private conversations with Shadman throughout 2021. Curious! 1.3 million views, 100,000 views, 100,000 views, 100,000 views, 100,000 views, 100,000 views. Well, why does mine... Oh, holy shit, they were going after Aki for this, goddamn. 200,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. The point that I'm trying...
Well, she's like an open lolly and Shotacon, isn't she? What do you mean they're going after her?
to make here is, for some reason, I became the goddamn enemy numero uno when it comes to this freaking bullshit, trying to take me down for being some kind of pedophile because I had conversations with Shadman along the years. So let's see this damning clip that they have for me. So Shadman takes lolly shit to another level. So Shadman is a Nazi-ish, pedophile-ish fellow.
Okay, we've seen
Shadman
this so many
didn't
times.
just draw lolly porn.
It's fine.
Shadman drew lolly porn of real-life people. Like, Keemstar's 10-year-old daughter got drawn by this guy in sexual art. And that is fucked up. The actual video where I talk about the Shadman shit, right? This is that same clip of me talking about Shadman. This is what I say next. You know what? I'll put this into the world. Here's reasons why I don't like Shadman. I feel like I need to quantify why I think Shadman is fucked up. Look at his DM he sent me. Okay? And I don't share DMs, but so I made this video where I catfished predators on Discord. It was awful. But anyway, he's like...
Here's why I don't like Shadman. Because he sent me some weird DMs. This is why I think Shadman's an awful person. Because he sent me some weird DMs. Take a fucking stance, dude.
Don't like Shadman. I feel like I need to quantify why I think Shadman is fucked up. Look at his DM he sent me. Okay? And I don't share DMs, but so I made this video where I catfished predators on Discord. It was awful. But anyway, he's like, I don't like that. Like, he didn't like that I was catfishing predators on Discord. I thought this was one of the wildest, like, self-reports I've ever seen in my entire life. The point that I'm trying to make is, yes, I did get DM'd by Shadman every once in a while, back in the day, or rarely. I would just wake up out of the blue and boom, I'd have a Shadman DM, and I would literally make fun of him for those DMs later. Here's a clip from my video in 2021. This one's really exposing me, guys. So, I was talking to Shadman. That's a weird, yeah. And,
that's a way to start a sentence.
That's our qualification.
I don't, what was it? I made fun of him. And what? I don't think anyone is suggesting, oh yeah, Nux and Shadman were actually really close friends in private, and Nux would never have said a bad word about him ever. I don't think that's not what anyone is suggesting. I don't think anyone is suggesting that.
Talking means he DM'd me. Just mentioning the way to start a sentence, and he has some interesting takes on Gardevoir.
At what point is he trying to address here? I'm genuinely confused.
He can keep up. I don't think I need to hear.
It's just downplay. It's pure downplaying. It's like not actually addressing a point.
them.
Yeah, they're weird. Dude, at the time that I got the DM from Shadman, I did not know about the Keemstar's daughter thing. But again, that's not even my argument. Not even my argument, because this isn't even some sort of relationship. It's not like I had a relationship, and because of the Keemstar daughter thing, I later decided not. No, literally zero relationship. You get a DM from some guy on Twitter, and I made fun of him for it, as you're about to see. It was the weirdest conversation I've ever had in my life. Like, through DMs. I didn't speak to him. Oh, I even said it in the clip that it was through DMs. I didn't even speak to him. All right, cool. But it was the weirdest conversation I've ever had in my life.
I don't think you could have a normal conversation with a guy like Shadman.
Oh my lord, Shadman. Oh my god. I'm scrolling through the DMs. There are a few things that he said that were interesting. And he also says each word in like a different message.
Oh, he's one of those,
Oh my god, pretty. Sure, it's good, but games are just corny to me, so I'm not a gamer. I'm like Sans, because I spent 11 hours beating him on Steam when I was younger. Point is, hereditary means passed down from generations. Genetical memory, instinct. You dig? Then why accident if you exist? You're not perfect, but you exist. Why call it an accident? Hentai is ugly to me.
This is like a fucking, like...
That's what he sent me. You don't understand. He sent me a DM. I made fun of the DM.
What? We've all seen the clip. We know what happens in the clip. Okay, whatever.
People try to frame this as some kind of relationship, and therefore they're canceling me by association with this guy, which is wild.
That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. You're not. It's not cancelled by association. You've tried to pile on and portray it like you had no connection. But the reality is that you have used his thumbnail. You have used his artwork, which are lolly drawings. I don't know. People are unclear about who it's a drawing of. I think I've seen people say. Initially, someone was saying Maisie Williams. Then someone was saying it was another character. Now, someone was saying it's Sansa in season 1. Not sure. Regardless, it's a Game of Thrones lolly character. It's a Game of Thrones lolly drawing that was used in his thumbnail with just like the tits barely censored. On his channel right now, he is still benefiting from and distributing lolly content. He is still benefiting from and distributing lolly content. So for him to portray any strong stance, for him to act like, before any of the grooming stuff come out, because this is the important part, right? Because he's going to try and, there's a lot of room for him to snake away because of the way the story's gone over the last week, where now there are substantive sort of like more grooming or grooming adjacent allegations towards Chris Tyson. But focusing on the porn stuff, for him to pile on and say, you're a pedo, you not like us, over the Shadman stuff, over Lolly stuff, that's insane. That's ridiculous. When he's got shit like this on his channel, he's perfectly happy to distribute this, to benefit from it. He was using Shadman's art in his thumbnails. Literally lolly drawing. You don't get to pile on these topics and act like you're not part of it, you know? I feel like there's this attitude that, oh, it's just, he's just using it for, you know, he's not jerking off to it. We assume. I don't assume. Some people seem to assume. He's not jerking off to it. He's just using it for his thumbnails, so it's fine. Or he's just looking at it in videos, so it's fine. But that's retarded. That's beyond retarded. Who is actually worse? The Lolicon consumer or the Lolicon distributor? The Lolicon, you know, the guy who runs some fucking Dojin website hosting Eastern European country where they do nothing but pump out pirated scans or like scans of rare Lolicon. Yeah, who's actually the worst? You're distributing it. You're the provider. You are the provider. You are the one saying, hey, come look at this lolly. Come look at this lolly. Do you know where you get lolly? Just Google Shadman R34 Game of Thrones. Like, you don't get to pile on lolly dramas. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is absurd. You don't have a moral stance here. You don't. You just simply don't. Jesus Christ.
Wild and insane. To the point that when I made this tweet about Chris Tyson over here, saying they not like us, implying that Chris Tyson's a predator, you'll notice it has 2.8 million views of thousands of people calling me a predator. I know. It's crazy. Like, you can't even believe this shit. So anyway, I ended up quantifying this. I would have just done this in a video like I normally would. I wouldn't have actually talked about it on Twitter because Twitter is a cesspool that people will just take shit out of context and make fun of you for anything. Jesus could come back to life and people would cancel him for taking too long, all right? So I was on vacation, minding my own business, and I mentioned that Shadman DM'd me weird shit out of the blue, and I made fun of him for it many times in videos and on the podcast, as seen in the very clip that they share. I've never commissioned, promoted, been friends with him. I've never hidden that fact. Framing this as a relationship is disingenuous. And overall, the reception's okay, because anyone with a normal eyes in their head would look at—
Well, yeah, Chungless, you're just like beyond retarded.
this and be like, oh yeah,
I'm not gonna argue with you in chat, though. Get in Discord to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, definitely. What the frick? He DMs Nux makes fun of those DMs, and people are trying to cancel him for it. Anyway, the Reddit detectives go kind of wild, kind of crazy on this shit. Keemstar especially went on this entire tirade trying his very goddamn—
The images are illegal. The images are illegal. What are you talking about? What is this bullshit? What is this retardation? Lolly is illegal in the US. Federally. California has an exemption for it. I believe it's something like hardcore stuff, but federally, lolly is technically illegal. People don't get prosecuted for it, I don't think. No one gives a fuck. But I believe technically it is federally illegal in the US. And California just has an exemption. Child pornography is any obscene image that shows a child who can be identified. It is... Yeah, wait. The court decided there were no victims because the pictures didn't show real children. As a result of the ruling, the Protect Act says that virtual child pornography could be obscene. It is illegal to send virtual lolicon over the internet, move it across state lines, or put together a lot of images or videos that could be used for distribution. So possession is not illegal. However, distribution is. No, it's not saying if it's a real kid. Virtual lolicon. It says right there, virtual lolicon. It's not saying real kid. Where's it saying real kid? It says for this is possession. Yeah, it's just virtual and lolicon. Where's the confusion here? There's no, you're just, I'm waiting for someone to point out. Yeah, this is a separate thing, Callie. This is about possession, okay? Protect Act was passed in response to a Supreme Court ruling that the First Amendment was protected all pornographic drawings and animations, kept lolicon showcon safe as long as it wasn't deemed offensive. If someone makes a lot of lollies or has a lot of them, they'll be treated as if they plan to sell them. The court decided there were no victims because pictures didn't show real children. As a result of the ruling, the Protect Act says that virtual child pornography could be obscene. It is illegal to send virtual lolicon over the internet, move it across state lines, or put together a lot of images or videos that could be used for distribution, because distribution is not allowed. You cannot move it across state lines. You cannot collect it to distribute. Yes, correct. It's not, possession is not illegal. Distribution is. Correct. Yes, Gus. I don't... How many times have I just... guys, am I going crazy, or did I say it like 3 times? Am I going insane? Or did I literally say it like 3 times? That, yeah, this is your average NuxTaku fan. This is your average NuxTaku fan's engagement with these topics. Gus, I think maybe you should just keep quiet in chat, to be honest. It's not working out for you. Where's this fucking Nux video gone? Where's this? This one.
Best to cancel and bully every single person that ever associated with Shadman off the internet. So here's the fun stuff. So Akeem said, YouTube drama is pushing all kinds of propaganda to shield themselves from criticism for censoring Chris Tyson's story, blah, 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 blah. Gator says, then why did you falsely defame people that went after Shadman, like NuxTaku, and insinuated they supported the disgusting thing he did to your family? You can't have it both ways. Guilty by association is a double-edged sword. You owe a lot of them an apology. So I just want to preface by saying, what happened to Keemstar's daughter, what Shadman did, is mind-boggling. It's awful. It's a nightmare. So I don't want anyone to send any hate to Keemstar over a video like this, clearing my name. I would just be using logical discussions to try to talk about why I am innocent and have never had any form of friendship with this piece of shit, Shadman. But don't send hate to Keemstar over this. Keemstar's daughter got drawn in a sexual way by this monster. If I was Keemstar, I don't know how I would react, okay? Guys, seriously, I have no hate towards Keemstar. I don't even mind that Keemstar tried to cancel me over this shit. So Keemstar says, keep that energy, and he posts these 2. He actually retweeted his own tweet to go onto his main feed.
Yeah.
But,
so this is like the funniest part, right? Nux is sitting here defending himself under a Gator tweet, because Gator was the only one riding for him.
Over this, Keemstar's daughter got drawn in a sexual way by this monster. If I was Keemstar, I don't know how I would react.
Food Shop's super chatted $19.99. The lolicon is immunized against all dangers. But mention lowly distribution is illegal in the US and you will be astonished at how he recoils, how injured he is, how he suddenly shrinks back. I've been found out.
That's good. That's funny. That's good. I like days like this where I get a chance to go anti-lolicon, you know? Because usually I'm defending lolicons. I'm saying it's just a drawing. But when they just start lying, it's like, okay, well now there's going to be a problem. Now there's an issue. Now there's a problem because you can't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me and pretend you're not jerking off to it. Don't lie to me and pretend that it's totally legal. Don't lie to me and pretend you don't know who Shadman is.
Okay, guys, seriously, I have no hate towards Keemstar. I don't even mind that Keemstar tried to cancel me over this shit. So Keemstar says, keep that energy, and he posts these 2. He actually retweeted his own tweet to go onto his main feed. But after I responded and completely destroyed him in response, he unretweeted it so people wouldn't see. And just remember me as the guy that was associated with Shadman, but not actually let anyone see my response because ethics. So anyway, so NuxTaku states that Shadman interacted with Matted Blue and nothing more. But a screenshot was found in a deleted conversation where Nux asked Shadman to collab. Also, Nux used a censored picture of Shadman porn comic of Arya Stark played by a child actor of Game of Thrones for a thumbnail. This is all wrong. Okay, so we'll just do this one first. So I did use Shadman art in a thumbnail once. I made a video talked about fucking awful.
Yeah, it has to be obscene. It has to be obscene.
Game of Thrones, cursed Game of Thrones memes. One of the cursed Game of Thrones memes that popped up when I looked up fucking cursed Game of Thrones fucked up shit on Google Images was a Shadman art, and I didn't even know it was a Shadman art when I used it. I got comments saying I recognized the Shadman art, etc., etc., and I changed the art, not last week to avoid drama, not yesterday, so I could have a Zinger response video and make an apology. No apologies! I changed the art 2 to 3 years ago! I don't know how you could look up that this is a fact, but you'll notice any screenshots of that video. Child actor of Game of Thrones for a thumbnail. This is all wrong. So NuxTaku states that Shadman interacted with Matted Blue and nothing more, but a screenshot was found in a deleted conversation where Nux asked Shadman to collab. Also, Nux used a censored picture of Shadman porn comic of Arya Stark played by a child actor of Game of Thrones for a thumbnail. This is all wrong.
Well, it's not all wrong because there absolutely was a deleted conversation where Nux asked Shadman to collab. It is a character from Game of Thrones. It's not Arya Stark, I don't think.
Okay, so we'll just do this one first. So I did use Shadman art in a thumbnail once. I made a video talked about fucking awful Game of Thrones, cursed Game of Thrones memes. One of the cursed Game of...
He said he only used the thumbnail once, but that's a lie. See your chat. Let's have a look. What do we got here? How do I... Where's the other... When has he used another thumbnail? Is that one that you've just sent? Is that Shadman?
As a man of my word, I promised when I made the greatest plots in hentai #1...
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Right! That if it got As a man of my word, I promised when I made the greatest plots in hentai #1.
Oh, shit.
That from hentai! The man didn't believe me. But god damn it, it's true. Next hentai!
So, I don't know. Do we know? Well, hesitating to ask, but do we have a source on this image? Just because I don't want to say it's Shadman, it's not Shadman. I mean, if someone can corroborate that, then sure. It seems like maybe he's lying here and he's used it twice.
I made a video talking about fucking awful Game of Thrones, cursed Game of Thrones memes. One of the cursed Game of Thrones memes that popped up when I looked up fucking cursed Game of Thrones fucked up shit on Google Images was a Shadman art, and I didn't even know it was a Shadman art when I used it. I got comments saying I recognize the Shadman art, etc., etc., and I changed the art, not last week to avoid drama, not yesterday, so I could have a Zynga response video and make an apology. No apologies! I changed the art 2 to 3 years ago! I don't know how you could look up that this is a fact, but you'll notice any screenshots of that video that you find with the actual Shadman art is like 15 minutes after the video is posted. You're not gonna find any from later than that, because I changed it right when I figured out it was Shadman. This is the craziest fucking shit in the universe. But the idea that this is something cancel worthy is mind-boggling. I literally changed the art right when I found out 2 to 3 years ago. Anyway, also to make things worse, they say that I
Okay, I mean we can give him. I guess he didn't knowingly maybe use Shadman's art that time, but it's hard to tell because did he get backlash at the time? I don't know what the comments were like, so it's hard to tell what his motivation is there. But sure, I mean we can give him that he changed it 2 to 3 years ago. I don't think anyone's disputing that. I checked on R34 and it sheds art. Who's it of? Which characters was it of? Oh, so that was still like a lolly drawing. That was like an explicit lolly drawing. Bro, you still use explicit lolly drawings in your thumbnails, barely censored. That's like... How are you going to have a moral outrage about people supporting lolly shit? It still makes no sense. I still don't understand. It's Fortnite. Bro, why are people making Fortnite porn? Bro, what the fuck? Oh yeah, that is a Shadman. So it seems like he's used it twice. It seems like he's used Shadman art twice. Okay.
Used the picture from Shadman's porn comic of Arya Stark played by a child actress for Game of Thrones. Lies! It wasn't even Arya Stark. It was the freaking you know nothing Jon Snow girl. It was her. It was not Arya Stark. These people literally will go crazy out of every possible.
I've heard that disputed. But sure. I've heard people say Sansa, but it was absolutely a lolly. It was a lolly drawing. There's no disputing that.
This is not an underage actress. This actress is a adult. Get the frick out of here with your goddamn lies, stupid Reddit being peddled by Keemstar to everyone. And the thumbnail's removed. So why is everyone's obviously gonna believe this? Oh yes, of course. Nux used the censored picture of Shadman porn comic of Arya Stark. Yeah, obviously. Not that I know because the thumbnail was fucking.
Well, I don't know if it's of a real child. I don't know if it is of a real child. It might be of an adult portrayed as a lolly.
Removed 3 years ago, but yeah, I believe it. Anyway, it gets wilder, so I do respond to Keem. I say, I'm so sorry I had to go through all this, and I legitimately am. I'm so sorry that Keem had to suffer at the hands of this monster for so long. You have every right to be furious with the people that supported Shadman. I was never one of those people. I literally, you got the freaking mega thread of people with genuine interactions that supported him, that took pictures with him, that collabed with him, that tried to get his website back up. I was never one of those. The thumbnail was on a video about fucked up Game of Thrones memes and was changed 2 to 3 years ago when I realized who drew it. The second big exposed one for me, apparently, this is gonna be fun. I like this one a lot. Someone tags me, probably this guy, I don't remember what this was about. Shadman says, a bit too middle school. I say, wanna collab? He says, no, but your heart's in the right place. I say, understand, love, and I say, I'm here when you come around. Yeah, people are making this as some sort of, I am supporting him, and I'm trying my best to become friends with Shadman, this monster.
That's not what anyone's saying. Dude, it's just that you were going to do a collab video with him. What, dude, why can he not address anything as it was said? Well, I know why, because it's just a wretched, dishonest, downplaying behavior.
Which is fucking stupid if you know my content at all. I troll, confront people when I collab the same way you do, talking to Keemstar, on LOLtown. If you watch my videos, you know that.
That's just not true. That's just not true.
I don't mind if you hate me. At least hate me for the right reasons. I hope the Shad trauma goes away somehow. No one deserves what he put you through. And I'm not saying this to dog on Keemstar right now, okay? This is not to dog on Keemstar at all. But first, I am going to prove the point of my troll confront people shtick, okay? So let me pull up my original tweet where I covered this because I did, in fact, mention this over here. So I say, people saying I'm a liar because of these tweets. Aside from not knowing the extent of his shit then, meaning I didn't know about the Keemstar daughter's shit, I'd collab with all kinds of scum. Most of my collabs are trolling, and I was gonna grill him. I'd interview EDP, I never commissioned, promoted, been friends with him. And then I say I'll probably talk about this more when I come back from vacation. So, Larix, commentary YouTuber fellow, says, good faith question, hoping you could clarify. This is huge, because most question, not at all good faith. So, you didn't know the extent.
So, obviously we already know, and Larix has been burned on this, didn't he? Because Larix bought what Nux is about to say to him here. But then Larix himself went and looked at the videos Nux referenced as examples of his trolling, and Nux was totally friendly with him. It was all happy. It was like all in good fun, you know. They're all rolling with it and laughing together, giving each other shout outs at the end. It was all just totally, it was friendly. It was friendly. They were just like collab. They were quote unquote trolling in the sense that it was a little bit, you know, prodding them, kind of. But there was no grilling. There was no confronting. It wasn't really trolling. It was just like it's just a collab video. That's all it was. It was just a normal YouTuber collab video.
Of the shit then, but you were going to grill him at the same time. If you did get that collab, what would you grill Shad on? From what I remember, he was known as the guy who drew minors sexually. You didn't know that? The rare good faith question. I knew about the lolly stuff and some of his art, like the bestiality with fictional children, etc. Definitely enough to grill the guy. Holy shit, there is so much more. Like, there is so much more than just that. That is the worst, and that would have been the hard cutoff for me to not even respond to the guy, probably. But I legitimately was gonna grill the guy. If you've seen my collabs, I didn't know about Keemstar's daughter, although that's the less important part of my tweet. Collabs are not promotions or condonement in any way on my channel. Appreciate the reply. If you have a history of doing many collabs for the sole purpose of trolling them, I think this is fair. Not gonna lie, when saying I was asking for a collab as a troll, it looks kind of bad. If that's what you've done before, it's believable. Well, this over here is a collab where I collabed with Kagi Films, a voice actor, and it was purely for the. I told him that we were going to get into a call, and I was going to show him some terrible anime.
So we watched this the other day, didn't we? They were very friendly with each other.
Dubs, and him as a voice actor, he would review the anime dubs. I trolled him because the terrible dubs that I showed him were his own. It was his voice acting work in anime, and I made him sit through his worst performances of all time and shit. And then bro was he ashamed. Here's a video where I collabed with Daily Dose of Internet. I told him I'd be showing him.
Wait, so wait, so he just shows. Wait, he just shows a screenshot. He just shows it paused on like this guy making an awkward face and never shows what the video was like. Oh man. Okay, let's do this properly.
With Kagi Films, a voice actor, and it was purely for the. I told him that we were going to get into a call, and I was going to show him some terrible anime dubs. And him as a voice actor, he would review the anime dubs. I trolled him because the terrible dubs that I showed him were his own. It was his voice acting work in anime, and I made him sit through his worst performances of all time and shit. And then bro was he ashamed. Here is a video.
And bro was Jinshin. What was he? What was he? See, notice how he didn't make a statement there. Notice how he didn't say what the guy was like. So you can't say he lied about anything there because he didn't actually say anything. So let's see. I showed bad, what was it? Voice actors their own terrible dubs. Oh, sorry, what's the name of this fucking video again?
Right, hey guys, how we doing?
In this video,
so let's see what this video was like.
I pull off potentially one of the most epic evil shenanigans of all time. Am I overhyping this? No, not even a little bit, okay? There's this stigma when it comes to anime dubs, right? A lot of people don't like the dubs of anime, especially when comparing it to the subs. I have 1.5 billion theories as to why that is, but really, honestly, the point now is how I'm trolling my friend. You see?
Trolling my friend. Interesting. Interesting example here, Nux. Interesting example.
This absolute legend, Kagi Films on YouTube. He will be linked in the description.
Oh,
he is an official dub voice actor, and he voice acts in a ton of anime. What I have done today is I told him, oh, dude, we're going to be watching some fun anime together, dude, for a video. It'll be great. And he's like, oh, sick. What's the theme? And I'll be like, we'll start recording, and then I'll tell you the theme. He has no idea that I'm going to be telling him, dude, we're going to be watching some of the worst dubs in anime. And he's going to be like, oh, sick. I'm a voice actor. I know a thing or two about dubs in anime. And all the clips I have to show him are things that he's dubbed. In the beginning, I'm going to be playing it like super low key. Like, oh my God, no way. I can't believe you dubbed this. Wow, this is really... Doesn't see that... Hunter, right?
Hey, I actually like Kanzai. All right.
Yeah. So let me show you my favorite character. My second one. I don't know. When I came up with this plan, I was legit so happy.
I was like, this is all my shit. What the fuck?
Yo, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Dude, Kagi is an actual legend. I love the man. He's actually an amazing dub voice actor, and I will link his channel in the description. Definitely check him out. He dubs some amazing shiz. His Horimiya dub is really good. It's an anime going on right now that I'm really enjoying. Send him some love. But this video was just, it was perfect. It was everything I wanted. It was taking revenge in the most toxic yet evil and also wholesome way possible. So thank you so much for being here. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for future.
Okay, interesting. All right, let's see the next example.
Performances of all time and shit. And then bro was he ashamed. Here is a video where I collabed with Daily Dose of Internet. I told him I'd be showing him funny anime scenes, but it turns out, you know how he does, hey guys, this is your Daily Dose of Internet. Today I'm gonna be looking at a cat in a tree. I narrated freaking garbage anime moments with the Daily Dose of Internet voice, and I showed him a Daily Dose in anime video, literally making fun of his cadence and the way he frames shit. Here is a video where
Let's take a look at this one. We didn't see this one the other day. This is a new example he's bringing up. Let's hear this one. So, listen, he could be about to blow me out live, all right? He's gonna... This could totally... This one could totally get me. Well, how do I find this? NuxTaku's Daily Dose of Internet.
in this video, I have set up the ultimate several-step program to flex on the entire internet. Now you're probably thinking, Nux, you do that all the time. Why is this any different? Well, that's because I collabed with a pretty much epic YouTuber legend with over 10 million subscribers in this video. It's actually pretty nutty that it happened.
Yeah.
And, well, I think we've all learned a few things along the way. As most of my trolling videos manage.
Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this micro instant. For you, hate.
Oh man.
To do. Yes, all my trolling videos are for educational purposes only. Shut the hell up. YouTube, stop demonetizing my shiz, god damn it. God bless G Fuel for being the legends that they've been paying me. Oh, thank you all for supporting me by buying G Fuel with code NUX. It's been really helpful. But all that aside, you can get 10 to 30% off if you click the link in the description to the G Fuel thing. Don't worry, gamers, it'll be epic G. Oh, I've been questioning all of my life choices. I genuinely appreciate all of your time, all of your thingos moving forward. I'm trying to push the it's very where I uploaded the full and for the final, like a ghost and a bitch. Rival show. That's the made dub. You know the scene.
Oh, I mean, I think we got the message from this video anyway. I think we got the message from that one.
Literally making fun of his cadence and the way he frames shit. Here is a video where I show terrible anime adaptations to Netflix's One Piece producer. This guy over here, he is the One Piece live-action Netflix showrunner producer guy. And he was making a live-action show. This is before One Piece came out. I collabed with this guy. And I told him, of course, I'd be showing him, you know, cringe anime clips and to make him laugh and stuff. But it turns out I was showing him terrible anime adaptations. Every bad anime adaptation I could find. I showed him the Cowboy Bebop cringe, and I showed him this from Dragon Ball Evolution, all right? I showed him all these terrible anime adaptations purely for the sole purpose of telling him that I don't think his adaptation of One Piece will succeed. Yes, this was a massive troll. It was all for me to give him for an hour grilling him on why I think his One Piece live adaptation will fail. I was wrong. The One Piece live action was actually kind of great. Not gonna lie. But again, not the point. It was a collab purely for the purpose of trolling.
Purely for the purpose of trolling is the statement there. Let's see. NuxTaku, One Piece live action producer. How was this video? Now, we have seen this one already. We have seen this one. How was this one? Surely this one. This is with a big guy from a movie studio. Surely this one, he gets a bit more antagonistic. You know, he tries to get some hard answers. He tries to grill him a bit. He tries to get some info for the anime community. Surely, right? Let's take a look.
Disclaimer, I swore that I would put this in the intro if the One Piece action adaptation looks awesome, and I'm not saying or confirming that anything happened behind the scenes, but it looks actually really cool based on what I was told. All right, we're gonna just keep it like that for legal ambiguity. And I also wanted to say, I made a previous video where I mentioned that Matt made fun of me and talked about me and stuff on a stream, and I was slightly mistaken. He did not, and he's a really cool guy, okay? So just saying that, making sure everyone's fully aware this man is cool, and god damn it, this is Nux from the future here, and I had a really good time. This video is an actual bop. So 20,000 likes on this video. I will be bringing Mac back, and I will show him all of the worst Netflix movies, shows, and anime that I could find for a future episode. So smash like, subscribe, and let's get into that meat and potatoes. Yo, Matt, welcome to the channel.
Thank you for having me, sir.
So I don't know if you're aware, but a lot of people on the One Piece live action adaptation Discord server are really excited that we're collabing.
They do. I'm really glad that all 50 of those people are excited for what we're trying to accomplish.
Well, even if there's only 50 of them, they manage to message me all the time being like, Nux, we have to make this video with the One Piece live action.
I think we get the fucking message here. Well, that's enough of that shit.
All right, it's a Gundam. He is a guy that made a lot of videos talking about how he doesn't like how strong women are depicted in Western media. So I brought him in to show him an edgy anime. I showed him Redo of Healer, where this guy literally fucking destroys a bunch of really sad women in really edgy, disgusting ways to show him that, well, see, anime's problem solved. It was literally for the purpose of trolling him. Here is a video of...
Isn't that like show literally all about underage rape? Doesn't that guy literally get raped as a kid? Isn't that what the whole thing's about? I could be wrong. Maybe they're of age. That how are you not just a distributor? I don't get it. What is the differentiating line between you and a distributor? Redo of Healer.
Yo, it's a Gundam! What is happening?
Where did he get all of this energy just now? The man's a consummate professional. Just a second ago, he was telling me about his depression and how he couldn't get out of bed. Then he turns on the screen and he's ready to go.
Yo, why you gotta expose my depression like that? By the way,
so are any of these seeming like so like if you think right, the position is Shadman is a child pornographer. Do any of these seem like good collab videos for a child pornographer?
$9.99. Him not getting the Shad collab is like Trump moving his head.
Thank you for the $9.99, Max. Very true. Does any of this seem like a good collab that you should do with a child pornographer? If that's your position, that's what Shad is. Which I mean, I don't even know if I would disagree with that assessment. But yo, if that is your position, you're staking a strong moral claim on this. Do any of these seem like fitting collaboration videos, setups for collaborations with a child pornographer? Does any of this seem suitable? I don't know, man. Worth thinking about, isn't it? It's worth thinking about.
Of Rule 34 Jeopardy. It's basically a Pokemon Jeopardy game where I would ask them all questions, they would all give answers, and then I would take all of their answers and all of the words that they said in their answers, and they were the lyrics of this really cringe Furrymon Pokemon song that I would vocode together at the very end to have them sing the song.
Come on. Prefer to feel like slaves. I left my home. I tried to pass.
Okay, what is the point here? What point is he trying to prove? Dude, none of this makes you look any better. What?
Right through the poly.
It's just pure misdirection. It's just like, it's just if I throw enough shit at the wall and say, throw enough examples of quote unquote trolling at the wall, it will totally deflect. But no, this is just you hanging out with people you're networking with.
Yes, purposefully trolling purely for the goal of trolling. That was literally the point. They all thought they were doing a Pokemon Jeopardy game. It turns out they were not. They were singing the lyrics of this really cursed freaking Furrymon Pokemon song. So, dude, I'm sorry I'm giving many examples. I can give you another 20 examples, but this was literally my content at the time. My content at the time was bringing people into calls to essentially troll them, all right, for lack of better.
But you were hanging out. That wasn't just like trolling. You were like hanging out with them. You were networking. You were like chill with all those people. You were cool with them. You were shouting them out. You were saying they were cool people and thanks for coming on. You were like having a good time. This is not a defense to. Oh no, you see, I wasn't really asking the child pornographer to collaborate. I was trolling him. Really, this does not back that up. This does not back up what you're trying to do here.
Better terms. Probably my favorite example of a super obvious troll that I did at some point. So it started with this video. It all began with this YouTuber Deji. Deji was exposed by this guy Kavos for basically subbotting and shit like that. And Deji's big response to all that was, well,
yeah, putting a whoopee cushion on Epstein's chair. Epic troll win.
You see, I have a dumb high IQ. My IQ is 189. It's a 189 IQ. I wouldn't do something so stupid.
If Kavos can confirm to me with 100% certainty that you in fact scored with an IQ 95 or above, half of 189 or higher, $1,000 of my money to any charity of your choice. And if you get below 95, I think it'll be just, you know, it's completely unlikely that that'll happen. Let's be honest.
This wasn't even a collab, though. This isn't a collab.
Honest.
What?
So first I make a video making fun of him. Then I troll him on stream for it over here. And I actually got swatted while I was doing that stream. That was very stressful.
Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Billy. You heard it from Deji himself, boys.
Bro, this is probably the top tier comedy cringe stream that I'd expect from a man with almost 10 million subscribers. Bro, this is the stream of a man with a dumb high IQ of 189. And then I eventually got him into a collab with me right over here, where I showed cursed anime clips to the smartest man alive, literally making fun of him the entire time. I don't know if you could.
So what was that one like? So surely, if you had all this bad blood with this guy, surely this one had less of a friendly vibe. Surely this one had less of a friendly vibe to it, right? Out of all of them. Cursed anime smartest man alive. Smartest man alive. Cursed anime, NuxTaku, Deji.
This is a channel mostly comprised of memes, having a good time, and flexing on the many corners of the internet. So it will come as great surprise to you all when I tell you that this video is all of that combined. This is the lovely video where I found some of the most cursed anime scenes, dub and sub, psychos, moaning, and some things that I wouldn't say out loud or I'll probably get canceled for it. And I showed them to the smartest man alive. This man has an IQ that is so dumb high, the earth trembles from his massive brain. This fifth dimensional chess master is with me here today to react to these anime scenes because, as we know,
my IQ level is dumb high. My IQ level is 189.
A lot of people were calling him out on doing some bad shiz, and he said the bad shiz is stupid to do, and therefore, by calling me out on this bad shiz, you're essentially saying I'm dumb, and I am proving my high IQ with the fact that my IQ.
Wait, so he doesn't even say... Wait, so he's saying that Deji did bad stuff, but he doesn't even say what it was, either. Dude, like, this is the most... Punches are being pulled so hard.
It was dumb high, it's 189, so therefore I couldn't have done...
I'm not going to relitigate all the old drama. It's just the most pulling punches thing in the world.
That stupid thing! Which, honestly, is the most sound logic from any YouTuber counter argument I've ever heard. So, being that I have the smartest man in the galaxy with me today, that would make Rick Sanchez tremble in fear by his mere presence. And I have some of the most, let's say, brain-stimulating anime scenes to show him because he is the smartest man alive. Let's take advantage of the situation that we could get this man to watch these anime. But, you see, I promised in the beginning of this video that it will also contain a flex. Allow me to explain the absolute epic genius plan I've concocted. So, Deji, the absolute mad lad that I'm collabing with, and I love this man for agreeing to do this, he's a legend, has a brother by the name of KSI, an also mad lad. I've been watching his videos for a long time. I think he's a genuinely funny man, and he has the most contagious laugh on the entire internet. Now, very often, KSI does these
he's like saying positive things about them.
Videos, I think once a week, reacting to his subreddit. So I will be posting a link to this video with Deji being the absolute alpha Chad he is, moaning with these anime scenes on KSI's subreddit. Now, KSI has like 20 million subscribers. He has a very powerful fan base. His subreddit is freaking popping. And I was thinking, oh man, are we even gonna be able to make it high?
Oh man, how long's the fucking intro on this video, bro? 2.5 minutes in and it hasn't started. God damn.
Enough on his subreddit for him to react to his brother doing this? And I hope so, because I'm posting the link to the post in the description of this video. Feel free to go to that post, upvote it to oblivion. Let's get KSI to watch this, but you want to know what's even funnier than getting it to the top of this past week's
Cat Zaflocken super chatted $1.45. I don't know if this is trolling or meat riding.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Meme on his subreddit.
I give
Okay,
it $2.
this is maybe going a little too far. I don't know if the fan base can pull this off. But after the interspecies reviewers debacle, I have extreme faith in you. Can we get this to the #1 on his entire subreddit? Okay, I know that it's insane. His subreddit has like 1 million users. His highest...
Okay, dude.
I prove it to... For the evil, maniacal parts that are also very, very... I did not expect you to join me on this lovely collaborative event.
No, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
The first lovely clip I have for you today is...
Oh yeah, they fucking hate each other. Okay, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
Literally making fun of him the entire time. I don't know if you could see with my avatar in the way. Right here. This video over here, making fun of him the entire time for his dumb high IQ and shit like that, making him voice dub anime clips.
Please let me help you train. I'll be happy if you thought of me as a punching.
But making him do it, you're giving him an opportunity to showcase his performance. He's having fun. He's showing, he's entertaining an audience for the opportunity to win over new fans. What do you mean? No, you didn't make him do something. It's not like you made him do this and embarrassed himself. No, he was performing as part of your video, and you know that.
Making him voice dub anime clips.
Please let me help you train. I'll be happy if you thought of me as a punching bag. Please make me happy.
It truly is the year of the simp. What could I say? And then the
he's just having fun. What?
Best part of it all. Bammo, right here, KSI reacted to me. I ended up taking the clips of him doing the incredibly cringe voice acting stuff. I put it on KSI's Reddit, and I got him to react it to humiliate this man for his dumb high IQ. I don't know. It's all trolling. Most of my videos are not...
You humiliated him, yeah? Humiliated him. What was that KSI reacted to me?
Wait, do you think if you show that one mushroom video? I swear.
Real dub.
And
in Japan.
But horrible.
Correct. Don't judge. Everyone around.
Getting quiet.
I can't watch all this. Where's the...
You know Deji?
Why does that sound so familiar?
Deji's KSI's brother. He boxed a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I collabed with Deji. I got a couple of bad anime dub scenes, and I made him dub them.
Really? Wait, can we see it?
Sure. So I'll show you my favorite iteration of it.
I should do bad dubbings for animes as a joke.
So my favorite part about this whole story is I made him dub some terrible anime scenes. And what is my bro doing? Moments of my YouTube. You start a video.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
First lovely clip I have for you today is the greatest swimming scene.
So,
I like you should have went more deeper.
What's going on? Hey, move it! Hey, y'all was
This isn't humiliating. This is all in good fun. Dude, it's so fucking stupid. He's not proving anything. This is all in good fun. They're just like fucking around. It's like so friendly. That's not how you act with a child pornographer. Oh.
Super confrontational in nature, to be fair, even though they are done with 100% trolling in mind. My confrontational things with more controversial people, I guess, shine more on the podcast. I definitely did not give it easy to Boogie when he was on our podcast. Confronted the hell out of that man. Same with Keemstar multiple times. I think that's pretty freaking relevant.
I would love to see Nux trying to confront Keemstar. I also don't think this is as relevant because this is way more recent, but sure. NuxTaku being a menace to Keemstar.
His wife is in the news. I don't see like you're gonna cover the story.
When iDubbbz did his whole rebrand thing in the YouTube
Away from Charlie's video saying
to cover
intertwined.
And the cookie thing was like...
I can't bother to watch all of this. I'm vaguely interested to see what grilling Keemstar looks from this guy's perspective. But I just can't see it being anything other than Keemstar mogging, frankly.
Over the last hour, you've told us you sucked so many times. You have told us
yeah, I suck. I'm gonna keep saying that. I'll never stop saying that.
You've told us your obesity problems. You've told us literally every way you firebombed your own life.
God, I really tried not to do that.
But you did anyway.
But I did, yeah.
The point, you do it every time I see you on a podcast or a talk show, you end up going there. You got to get your headspace out of there. And I'll be honest.
He's giving him a pep talk. A really grilled Boogie gives him a pep talk. I
did anyway.
But I did, yeah.
The point, you do it every time I see you on a podcast or a talk show, you end up going there. You got to get your headspace out of there. And I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of faith. But with this in mind, I don't know how you can't say in good faith that yes, I definitely didn't want to troll Shadman when I originally asked about the collab, which by the way was done before I even knew about the Keemstar's daughter thing. And even if you want to say that I am lying about everything you have seen thus far in this video, I lied about my relationship, I lied about the freaking collab idea, and I lied about the
Wait, why would you even say this? Wait, why would you say this?
Which I changed 3+ years ago. Holy Poopenhagen, I'm not a pedophile.
No one's even calling you a pedophile!
Lest we attribute his response to malice, we must remember that he is profoundly regarded.
Wait! Thank you for the $5, Monk.
Yep, I lied about the freaking collab idea, and I lied about the thumbnail, which I changed 3+ years ago. Holy Poopenhagen, I'm not a pedophile. It goes without saying. Also, I didn't lie about anything.
Okay.
Lyrics, actual good faith questions. Hell yeah. And then you got this guy here.
Did he Is he going to show Lyrics' response? Is he going to show Lyrics' updated tweet?
Also, I didn't lie about anything. Lyrics,
let's see this.
Actual good faith questions. Hell yeah. And then you got this guy here. The worst faith question I've ever seen. So what were you going to show Shadman? The youngest characters in hentai and it's all his own work? What's the angle there?
Where's the lie? Where's the lie though? Wait, but where's the lie? We just went over the examples. We just went over your examples. Nux. We just went over them. How can you say this? How can you act like this is a ridiculous presentation when just like what? We just went over them all.
Ever seen? So what were you going to show Shadman? The youngest characters in hentai and it's all his own work? What's the angle there? How on earth is that the takeaway here? The point is, I troll people
because I looked at your videos and that seems like the sort of thing you would do.
There. How on earth is that the takeaway here? The point is, I troll.
See, no rebuttal. It's not a rebuttal. It's just feigned incredulity. No rebuttal. Just feigned incredulity. How could you think that? How could you think that? How could you think that? It's like...
Troll people in collabs. I was going to troll him in collabs. I don't know. Maybe I was going to show him shit to make him say the lyrics to some song calling himself a pedophile or something. I don't know what was going to be. It's happening. Obviously, that's not what I was going to do.
Okay, let's resume this. Okay, so Nux is going down my Twitter. So I did retweet a couple things. We were having some fun. We were laughing at it. It was a funny day. I woke up and Muta had been on Chud's stream disavowing. It was very funny.
Shadman, the youngest characters in hentai, and it's all his own work. What's the angle there? How on earth is that the takeaway here?
Because that's what your videos, because that's what his videos are like. That's what he does.
Collabs. I was gonna troll him in collabs. I don't know. Maybe I was gonna show him shit to make him say the lyrics to some song calling himself a pedophile or something. I don't know what it was gonna be. It never ended up happening. Obviously, that's not what I was gonna do. Anyway, what's even wilder is when you look at this guy's past history and it's just me. It's just me. NuxTaku out of the house.
Number one NuxTaku hater. Number one Destiny hater. Number one Muta hater. Number one Charlie hater.
That pack. More B. Oh, yes. Lots of Nuxanor. We love to see it. Lucky for me, most of the people I ended up collabing with and trolling over the days were people I did actually like. Shadman, not so much. I don't know why anyone would assume that I would do a Shadman video, possibly as some sort of promotion work and not to grill the guy. All that said, I do want to apologize though for not researching the fucker thoroughly enough before.
It's not, dude, it's not about the research, bro.
What's even wilder is when you look at this guy's
Dude,
past
it's just like the most delusional
quote.
Also, this is like such a funny tweet. These are funny tweets. Like what?
What's even wilder is when you look at this guy's past history and it's just me.
I smoke Nuxie. I smoke Charlie.
It's just me. NuxTaku out of the house, smoking that pack. More B. It's just me. NuxTaku out of the house, smoking that pack.
It's not just you either. Critical Totally showed themselves a vapid audience capture drone arguing that 9-year-olds should get SRS. That's not about you. And this is about, yeah, you spreading around the fucking art.
Oh, yes.
And so that wasn't about you. That was about Finster. And that wasn't about you. That's about Chris Tyson. And then it's about Smash Mouth. You're just, okay.
Lots
like
of
2
Nuxanor.
tweets.
We love to
3
see
tweets.
It. Lucky for me, most of the people I ended up collabing with and trolling over the days were people I did actually like. Shadman, not so much. I don't know why anyone would assume that I would do a Shadman video, possibly as some sort of promotion work and not to grill the guy. All that said, I do want to apologize though.
Wait, but they were all promotion work. All the examples you gave were promotions.
People I did actually like.
What?
Shadman, not so much. I don't know why anyone would assume that I would do a Shadman video, possibly as some sort of promotion work and not to grill the guy. All that said, I do want to apologize though for not researching the fucker thoroughly enough before asking him to collab. I should have been better and I will be better.
Yeah, most of the people I did collabs with I liked, and then why would anyone think I would do promo for Shad? It wasn't just that he mostly did it with people he liked, so they were mostly promos. I haven't seen a single one that wasn't a promo. He may not have liked the person going in, but they had a friendly vibe and were a promo. I haven't seen a single one that breaks from that. So, how can you pretend that you've got some super strong chance, or you think it's got stance, where you're like, oh yeah, this guy's a disgusting child pornographer, when that's what you're willing to do? Like, you've got to at least come around and say, yeah, listen, I really didn't give a fuck about the lolly stuff. I thought the lolly stuff was totally fine. I'm perfectly happy to have a lolly artist on my stream and in my videos because I don't have a problem with lolly. That's what you should be saying. I didn't realize about the Keemstar's daughter stuff. If I'd have realized that, I would have had a different perspective on it. But that you could say that, and that would account for everything. Because that's obviously, that seems to be what you think, right? If we accept that he didn't know about Keemstar's daughter stuff.
Better in the future. He drew porn of an actual child, and no amount of memeing and trolling makes it okay to associate with an actual monster like Shadman. Now, Keem has continued this witch hunt, saying Ricky Berwick
that was edited in, wasn't
Shadman. It? And trolling makes it okay to associate with
it's like slightly different in the audio.
Asking him to as some sort of promotion work and not to grill the guy. All that said, I do want to apologize though for not researching the fucker thoroughly enough before asking him to collab. I should have been better and I will be better in the future. He drew porn of an actual child, and no amount of memeing and trolling makes it okay to associate with an actual monster like Shadman. Now, Keem has continued this.
Wait. Who wrote that bit, Nux? Who wrote that bit? Who told you? That seems like he made the video, someone else saw it and was like, yo, oh, you didn't really account for this. And then he's going to put that back in. He's going to put that bit in afterwards. That's how that comes across. Oh my god.
Witch hunt, saying Ricky Berwick is the only creator on the Shadman Epstein list that reached out and apologized. Chris Tyson still hasn't. And again, I don't want this to be any hate towards Keem.
Yeah, that's the Muta
okay?
feature.
Again,
There's actually not, Muta doesn't actually show up in the video. It was the Muta ghostwriting.
He is the father of a girl who got drawn sexually by Shadman. If I was him, I don't know how I would react. I would also probably be out for blood. Okay, again, no hate to Keemstar. This man is justified in his fucking everybody up. However, in order for pure defense, after bullying a bunch of people off Twitter, it's been come to be known that Keemstar invited Belle Delphine to parties. All right, Happy Punch and Belle Delphine. Let's go, Keem and Belle Delphine at the party.
Okay.
Let's go. Yesterday, Belle Delphine posted sexual pics of a role.
Wait, now he's going off. He's being like, well, Keemstar's a hypocrite. Keemstar's a hypocrite. What? What?
Out on it, and you know, they were homies and stuff. So Pimp Master Brodo over here says, why does anyone on the list have to apologize? Did you make Belle Delphine apologize for literally being friends with Shad when you invited her to a Happy Punch event last year? Or is your interest in girls that tickle your fetishes overriding your logic? Now again, Belle Delphine was friends with Shadman. I was never friends with Shadman. We are not in the same boat, okay?
She made a positive private? No, Keemstar didn't know about that. Keemstar didn't know she had an association with Shadman. And then was literally on Chuds the other day saying he didn't know about that. And yeah, he's disgusted by it. He literally said that the other day. He said the same thing stands for Belle Delphine.
Didn't even know the guy. Literally did not know him. Did not know the extent of his crimes. Did not promote him. Did not pay him. Did not commission him. Did not work with him. Even if you don't want to take my explanation for what my collab was going to be with Shadman in good faith, if you don't want to take that seriously and you still think I'm lying,
take it in good faith. We can take the best faith representation of all the stuff you've shown, and it's still, there's no indication that you were going to grill this guy or be in any way hostile. It's just, you're just delusional.
Still did not collab with him, and we were never friends. Also, I'm not lying, as I proved. I did lots of videos to fucking troll people. But anyway, after bringing...
Dude, he's so insane. This is just total delusion. It's so pathetic.
Up to Keem why he didn't expect a Belle Delphine apology. Keem's response was, actually, I had no idea that Belle Delphine had any involvement with the cartoon CP artist because I don't follow her content. So yeah, she definitely owes me an apology. But I do remember you supporting the CP artist! Get on the cancel train, baby! You didn't know that Belle
Bro, what? How is that even the representation you come away with there?
Delphine was...
He wasn't even talking about cancelling people. It was just like, I think you should probably apologize, given you supported a guy who was drawing art of my daughter getting hard, right?
You supporting the CP artist!
What?
Get on the cancel train, baby! You didn't know that Belle Delphine was remotely related to Shadman. In my opinion, is probably cap. But I am willing to take the benefit of the doubt. There's no evidence either way, innocent until proven guilty. I am willing to take the benefit of the doubt and assume that you really did not know. Even though Belle Delphine cosplayed Shadman a...
Wait, now he's... Now that the shoe's on the other foot, it's like, oh, I knew nothing about Shadman. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. And now it's about Keemstar. It's like, well, you must have known that Belle Delphine was associated with Shad. You must have known Keemstar. But I guess I can give you the benefit of the doubt. I guess I can be good faith here and pretend that maybe you didn't. Dude, you're a fucking wretch. You're a pathetic freak.
A lot, all the time. They were collabing together. They cross-promoted. Shadman had entire series of hentai comics with Belle Delphine as the main character of those hentai series, and every single one of them went mega viral over the years. I don't know how anyone could possibly not know. They were like both peak degenerates on the internet at that time, constantly cross-promoting. But again, you say you did not know, and I will take your word for it, I suppose. I don't know why you won't take my word for it when I say I didn't know that your daughter was sexualized by fucking Shadman back when I didn't even associate with him, but back when
Dude. He actually is so pathetic. This is the most pathetic video I've ever seen. This is crazy.
I got DM'd by the guy, because apparently you get DM'd by Dr. Disrespect and you become a pedophile. Get DM'd by Chris Tyson, and holy shit, you're probably a predator now. But to keep the guilt by association train going, here, LolCow Live is a podcast that is run by Keemstar and features a bunch of people like Boogie2988 and some people. They have had pedophiles, actual pedophiles on their podcast. They claim it is just to confront the guy, which my videos are trolling / confronting people, okay? He still did farm super chats and made lots of money off this pedophile, but I don't think that's a problem. They confronted the guy.
Wait,
had
who?
pedophiles, actual pedophiles on their podcast. They claim it is just to confront the guy, which my videos are trolling / confronting.
Cyrax. Is that because of Cyrax? Bro, there's no way. What, where Tommy C just laid into him for like an hour? That was an actual grilling. First of all, that was an actual grilling. First of all, actual grilling. Second of all, I don't think they're saying like, I don't think Keemstar or Tommy or anyone like that are saying that it's wrong to have. I don't think they're making a firm moral stance. Oh, it's wrong to have ever associated with Shadman. It's about showing support past when he was publicly sexualizing real minors, right? That was the standard. Showing support past when he was sexualizing real minors. That was the standard. There was no support shown to Cyrax there. There was no support shown. He did not. I think Cyrax benefited from that in any way, in any conceivable way. Cyrax is a miserable wretch who is literally. He is totally. This is one of the most harmless people, frankly, on the planet, because even though he's like violently abusive, even his family don't suffer the consequences of that because he is tiny. He's tiny. He's tiny and malformed. He's a shambling sack of rotting flesh.
Simpiaton super chatted $5. Cyrax is born missing multiple chunks of different organs. He's not accountable for anything he does.
Yeah. Thank you for the $5 Simpleton. I kind of agree with that. Yes, Cyrax is like literally like he's like beyond fucked from birth. Beyond like there is nothing this guy had control over or could have achieved. He is malformed, fucked up, tiny, born to a pedophile, and was brought onto a live stream to be berated and mocked for 45 minutes. This guy gets assaulted for the shit he does online.
Like a bullshit, stupid drama, and he still shit on her for being greedy. So anyway,
well,
the rare Keem L raises among the
I asked you a
W's.
question. No, I asked you a question. I asked you a question because I didn't know the answer. So
And now you do.
Yeah, the Pokemon stuff.
So disappointed. I love Keem episodes so much. Oh, he's so disappointed. No, the poor guy. Oh no. Dude, someone sent me a list of all the times of like 1 million timestamps in the episode. Someone said 8:07. God, it was crazy. I was looking at these timestamps and then I noticed what they are.
Taking like an hour-long video and then have it completely age.
Wait, this is just the Keemstar video, dude. I've got too many Nux videos open. Holy fuck, this one.
People, okay? He still did farm super chats and made lots of money off this pedophile, but I don't think that's a problem. They confronted the guy. Who freaking cares? But what I think is even worse is the fact that the co-host, Boogie2988 of this podcast, not only defrauded his audience by making believe he was broke, not only defrauded his audience by making believe he had cancer, but also scammed his audience with an actual pump and dump crypto scam. Again, you could look this up. This is not the point of the video right now. The point...
You took a stance on the lolly stuff. He piled on Chris Tyson. It's about the hypocrisy, bro. And now you're just like, well, Boogie did bad things too. But you were piling on a specific issue. You were talking about Lolly and Shadman. You piled on that specific issue without mentioning anything you'd done in the past. You can't just turn around and go, well, other people do bad things too. No, you're a fucking hypocrite and a coward.
Point that I'm trying to make is Boogie not only is someone that did a crypto scam, but he promoted the crypto scam on your podcast to your audience. That is so much worse of a guilt by association than having been DM'd by...
But his whole thing, he's just going to spend ages saying with Lolcow Live bad people. Yeah, it's called Lolcow. Okay.
That is so much worse of a guilt by association than having been DM'd by a guy 3 years ago. But again, I do not want any hate to be sent to Keemstar. I do not...
They've done bad things too. Dude, this is not a response. This is not a response. They've done bad stuff too, yet we know. That's what the show's about.
I don't know what Keemstar is going through. As I've mentioned here, I think I even said it, yeah. 100% everyone thinks Shad is scum. Getting your revenge on him, on everyone else, isn't the way. To be honest, I'm hesitant to be too hard on Keem for this. I can't imagine how I'd act if someone did what Shad did to my kid. Guys, do not send hate to Keemstar. I personally, even though Keem was on the cancel Nux train, I have zero hate in my heart towards this man.
What do you mean he was on the cancel Nux train? When did he ever say you should be cancelled? He never said anything like that.
Specifically. Personally, I can't even imagine the mindset he's in, especially over the Shad thing. Anyway, this story continued to spiral out of control because I see this video on my feed. NuxTaku kicked from Some Ordinary Podcast. Absolutely not because of Shadman. And this is a whole train of worms. That's not a real expression, but goddamn, crazy situation to learn about getting fired from my podcast from some guy's video. To be clear, this is just false information. I was not...
Some guy's video. We've literally seen Nux in his history before has had Chud's stream in his history. He's shown that in videos. So some guy. That's... Wow. Okay.
Fired from my podcast. And I'm going to have a clip of Mudahar playing in a minute that he sent me for this video to clarify. So I'll play that in just a moment. In this video, Muda is in a call with Chud Logic, streamer guy. I actually like a lot of his coverage of a lot of different stuff.
We took it back. Not just this guy. Not just some guy.
So this kind of blindsided me a little bit. And here is the clip that everyone is going wild over.
That was a longer one for sure.
Yeah, podcast is done now.
Yeah, so this is coming off the heels of the Shadman discussion. So it really does look like, yeah, Shadman stuff happens, Nux caught in the crossfire, podcast done. Realistically, podcast being done is for completely other reasons, and it is a total coincidence that it's happening at the same time as the Shadman stuff. Again, I don't expect people to believe me because people...
So, again, what did Muta actually say? What did Mudahar actually say? Because it feels like we're getting retconned a bit here. It feels like we're going to be pretending certain things weren't said. But let's keep it rolling. We'll see the Mudahar video, okay? We'll see how he presents this, and then we'll see the Mudahar bit, and then we'll go back and watch it one more time.
People are taking everything I say out of context in the ugliest possible of ways. So I will definitely let Muda doing the talking for me. Like he says over here, nothing to do with our relationship with Nux. Literally nothing to do with it, by the way. But anyway, let's see the rest of the clip, because it is pretty damning, I'm not going to lie. I think Muda definitely misspoke a little bit here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the podcast is over. We are not filming the last episode. It's over.
Yep. Podcast.
Is that are you serious?
Yep.
Yeah, we're not doing the podcast anymore. It's done.
Why?
We're supposed to film on Tuesday. Well, there's a couple reasons for it. A lot of that was obviously some of the Shad stuff too, because we were kind of sitting there. We're like, me and Caleb, we were just like, this is, I don't know, it's weird.
So they had him and Umpi had a conversation about how weird Nux was and his association with the Shadman stuff.
The other thing was weird.
There's so much I wish I could say. But I promised I would not say it yet. We gotta wait. Frick, I don't want to say anything and throw anyone else under any buses here with why the podcast is stopping the way it is. The point is, it's literally all for behind-the-scenes restructuring. It has nothing to do with me and my association with Shadman at all. Zero. In fact, it's the least to do with me out of the three of us as to why this podcast is stopping right now. It's going on hiatus. Hopefully, we will pick up something. We do have an epic project plan potentially in the works, which again...
Least to do with me seems like another way of saying most to do with me. I can't lie. So, oh yeah, these other two just have so much going on. They just say they've got so much going on and they can't do the podcast with me anymore. I don't. Maybe that's a misread. But like, how could it be? It's the least to do with you. Okay.
And not exactly the place to shout out future ventures and stuff, but. Yeah, nothing to do with me. And Muda even says, for context, your podcast is ending for a lot of behind-the-scenes restructuring at the moment. Nothing to do with me. It's purely business and behind-the-scenes shit. I will provide more details about this matter as it unfolds, because you obviously do not have the full story in this clip. And then he says, and nothing to do with our relationship to Nux. Which is, again, yeah, he clarified. It has nothing to do with anything. Of course, it didn't stop this video from...
Wait, but it does have something to do with it. He said it does have something to do with it. That's not... He said, yeah, it's ending anyway. Yeah, I think everyone agreed on that. It was ending anyway. Okay, we're clear. It's not ending because of the Shadman stuff. All right, I think we were all on the same page there. There was a final episode happening. Muta said that final episode is now not happening. Muta said that him and Umpi had a conversation and the Shadman stuff was weird, and also that Muta would disavow Nux if this Shadman stuff was more friendly than he portrayed. Muta also said he doesn't believe Nux for a second when he says he didn't know about the drawing kid stuff.
The full story in this clip. And then he says, and nothing to do with our relationship to Nux. Which is, again, yeah, he clarified. It has nothing to do with anything. Of course, it didn't stop this video from still coming out. NuxTaku kicked from the SomeOrdinaryPodcast, not because of Shadman, with the greatest selective hearing of all time, but it literally does have nothing to do with Shadman.
Hey everybody, Muta here, and I just wanted to make it as clear as possible.
There we go.
This podcast is not over because of Nux and his...
Guys, while I've still got so many of you here, it's a great time to remind you, okay, as we watch this Muta Heart there. You know, Muta Heart, obviously a favorite around here. We love Muta. Well, I've got so many of you here. It's a great time to remind you, 241 of you, to like the stream, okay? Because we've got 79 likes right now, but 241 people watching, meaning there is a huge discrepancy between the amount of people enjoying the content and the amount of people pulling their weight to support the content. We've got a lot of freeloaders sort of hanging on, doing nothing. And I feel like that's not really acceptable. So if you guys are okay with it, I would really appreciate if you would just like the stream right now. That'd be great. That'd be amazing. If we just pump those likes up, that would be epic. Also, if you want to go further with support, okay, guys, you can also donate using the Stream Elements link in the pinned chat message. You can buy or gift a membership to someone in the chat. You can buy a super chat, which will highlight your message and read it out on TTS, or you can buy a super sticker. Also, you can engage with the community on reddit.com/r/Kuihman or join the Discord at discord.gg/Kuihman. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Kuihman. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for the gifted Q. Thank you.
Do with Shadman.
Hey everybody, Muta here, and I just wanted to make it as clear as possible. This podcast is not over because of Nux and his situation currently. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple days ago at this point, I was on a pod.
So no one was saying the podcast was over because I don't think anyone. I think that was the line. Okay, I think everyone accepted like there was a lot of things. It was already looking like it was ending anyway. That was the suggestion. That was pretty. I think that came through on what Muta said. It was going to end anyway. It was coming to an end. So he hasn't actually contradicted what he said before here. He also said Nux and his situation. He didn't say, oh yeah, that Nux stuff is overblown. He said Nux and his situation, and that's not why it ended.
Currently. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple days ago at this point, I was on a podcast, or not a podcast, but I was on a live stream with a creator known as Chud Logic, and I wasn't exactly clear as to the ending of the podcast, which really is an ending. Let me be more clear with you. The timing of this is actually purely coincidental, like you see on all those disclaimers for any movie or television show you're watching, or video game that you're playing. No, in reality, what actually happened is me and Caleb, we have our own kind of thing over here that, you know, ultimately, behind the scenes, the podcast and rather the ownership of it.
So, me and Caleb have our own kind of... We have our own thing over here. Me and Caleb, me and Umpi, we have our own thing going on.
You know, ultimately, behind the scenes, the podcast and rather the ownership of it and the structure of it is something that we're actually working on again. I actually went out and flew out.
We're working on the structure and ownership of the podcast. Okay.
About a week and a half ago with Caleb, and we filmed a lot of IRL stuff, and we kind of had our own sort of idea as to what the podcast should really be. If you haven't noticed, the weekly podcast, some of the episodes might have been a little bit phoned in. There was a lot of rambling, so me and Caleb and Nux have basically decided that it's better to restructure the podcast, basically have ownership ourselves, and to the point...
So wait, who owns the podcast now? Who owns the podcast? What do you mean? How restructure the podcast and basically have ownership ourselves? Is the podcast not currently owned 3 ways? Or who else owns it other than you, Nux, and Umpy? Who else owns it other than Muta, Nux, and Umpy? Unless he means, obviously, me and Umpy have ownership over the podcast now. It's not quite clear. It's not quite clear.
Of actually making a set, so we do more IRL stuff. So a lot of it is really set on, you know, building a set. I'm flying down to Texas more often, you know, hopefully down the road, to be filming IRL and doing the podcast with Caleb. More so like you would see with typical like IRL style podcasts, where you can actually do the hosts on camera sitting next to each other, and one where we don't necessarily even need to have a guest like every week, try to figure out how to get Nux on the entire show, being the fact that he lives in an NFT land.
Now this is the interesting part. Now you're saying Nux would be on the show.
And in an NFT world, so to get him onto the actual podcast is another challenge itself. So it's really something where we're taking some time to stop the podcast, restructure, and possibly rebrand it and get the ownership directly under all 3 of us, you know, which is something we didn't necessarily have
all 3
with
of
the
them.
Some Ordinary podcast. So I hope that clears things up.
No, it doesn't really, Mutahar. It doesn't really. Because in this video, Mutahar...
Relationship knowledge of, like, how far...
What did you say about it?
Relationship goes. All I know about Shadman is, like, the last 6 days. There's been a fucking mega leak of everyone's interactions. Like, Elvis the Alien, Nux, everyone. So it's like... I don't know the extent of it, but obviously it's a disavowal if he ever obviously wanted to collaborate with him in a meaningful way or like...
It's a disavowal if he ever wanted to collaborate with him in any meaningful way. I think we've pretty clearly established that he did intend to collaborate with him in a meaningful way, looking at his previous collaborations, that he himself cites some examples of what a Shadman collaboration could look like. From the screenshots, the evidence of him trying to collaborate with Shadman, from the mentions of Shadman, from the interactions with Shadman in private, as much as he says they were mocking, there was clearly, you know, there was appetite for a networking opportunity for a collaboration.
Ever, obviously, everyone. So it's like, I don't know the extent of it, but obviously it's a disavowal if he ever obviously wanted to collaborate with him in a meaningful way or like defend him or something, you know?
Yeah, sure. And, you know, obviously, I don't want to like super hardcore hold you to account for someone else's actions.
And I also just want to say I don't ever would believe that Nux would have no idea about the Shadman child lolly drawing stuff. Like that would make no fucking sense. He's been in this space long enough to know better.
And that seems pretty clear to me too. That seems pretty clear.
Sure. So if this was like a genuine interaction, like I have no doubt as somebody that, you know, is in the anime culture to not fucking have any clue that Shadman was doing crazy shit. Like you'd have no, if I knew that Shadman was drawing fucking kids and doing crazy shit, Nux definitely did, and that's never okay.
Okay. Are you gonna keep him off the podcast?
No, we would cancel the podcast.
And that seems pretty clear to me too. That seems pretty clear to me too.
It's not happening. The podcast is done.
This is hard because obviously, you know, people will be
podcast is done, yeah. Podcast is done now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the podcast is over. We are not filming the last episode. It's over.
Is that are you serious?
Yeah, we're not doing the podcast anymore. It's done.
Why?
We're supposed to film on Tuesday. Well, there's a couple reasons for it. A lot of that was obviously some of the Shad stuff too, because we were kind of sitting there, we're like, me and Caleb, we were just like, this is, I don't know, it's weird. The other thing was we just want to redo things maybe like 2 months down the road or something between each other, and that's kind of where we're at.
Damn. NuxTaku's getting iced out. Sorry.
I mean, for me, for like Nux or whatever, like I talked to him and he's a good friend.
Let's just pull up the last little bit of context there as well.
People will
podcast is done. Yeah, podcast is done now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the podcast is over. We are not filming the last episode. It's over. This whole situation, like, I would have to really look into more of his involvement. Like I said, he would obviously.
I think that even if you're there's another creator.
They had a new victim come out.
Yeah, what's your... Well, hang on a second. You were bringing And the reason I wanted to do that was because I wanted to interview, counter argument to that was, well, how
friendship was things, and he would have known Shadman.
Substance to the interaction, and you know,
own up to it once, take the fucking things, and he would have known. I feel like if he had,
and then account for it, say what you think about it, and move forward. Lying, which makes you look.
It was more deeper than it was initially. I feel like if he had any, it was like a joke thing. We've known about the Shadman lore, so
that's just into it from here. Fuck it.
At least believe for me that he did not know about the child drawing stuff. So the collab stuff is a bad look. I did not see that tweet entirely, but it lines up with what he was saying. Like, people had pointed out that he was like collaborating or some shit, or like, you know, calling out for it, but it was like a joke thing. I don't know. Honest to God, I have no idea like how close of a friendship was, but like I said, if he's in that fucking group of like content creation, like the anime side of things, then he would have known Shadman, and that would never have been okay. I feel like if he had any interaction, he should just come clean entirely. It does come across a little weird that he made a whole response, but he admitted that part. It's like, I think if you're in that camp, if you ever interacted with Shadman, just completely own up to it once, take the fucking L and move on. But that's just weird if you're not able to. I don't know. It almost seems like kind of like hiding an interaction for no real reason.
Yeah, that's my take on it. I think, you know, going after every single.
Okay, it was here.
Sorry, the scenes for sure, and just want to where we're at.
Damn, NuxTaku getting iced out. Sorry.
I mean, for me, for like Nux or whatever, like I talked to him, and he's a good friend behind the scenes for sure. And this whole situation, like I would have to really look into more of his involvement and like everything. Like if you want to walk me through it, like that would be. I'd be completely fine. I just have not.
So, if Mooch has looked into it, I would like to know what was the vindicating context, what changed it, what made you think. Because what was Mooch's qualification again? What was the criteria that needed to be met?
Interactions, like obviously stays, like how far the extent of it, but obviously it's a disavowal if he ever obviously wanted to collaborate with him in a meaningful way or like defend him or something, you know.
That seems pretty. It's a disavowal if he ever wanted to collaborate in any meaningful way. So, what is the vindicating context? What is the part of this that makes you think Nux didn't want to collaborate in any meaningful way? Or has his position changed on that? Is he walking that back? That's what I want to know. Because he set a clear standard to me. That's a clear standard that was set there. If we took all of Nux's DMs, then that might be good evidence. I just don't see there's going to be anything. What would you want to see in those DMs that would show that it wasn't a collaboration in any meaningful way? The intention was not to collaborate in any meaningful way. What do you think would be in those DMs that could show that? The amount of interact that doesn't change anything. What does that affect about whether he was intending to collaborate in a meaningful way? That doesn't change anything about that. The amount of interaction. He asked for a collab. He's admitted he was intending to collaborate and then cited examples of what the collaboration would look like. I don't understand how a lack of DMs, a low amount of interaction, I don't understand how that would affect any of that evidence or any of those criteria. That doesn't make any sense. If you discussed it being a critical interview, yeah, sure. If there were DMs that were saying, oh yeah, I've got to hold you to account. If we have a collab, it's got to be an interview where I hold you to account. Yeah, okay, that would work for it. Yeah, sure. You should have to take Nux's word for it, homie. Wait, this one.
The timing was purely coincidental, and obviously, I would love to work with Nux and Caleb again and get this podcast more structured in a way that we really want to push out, especially with the quality that we imagine and, you know, just the style that we want to bring. So hopefully that cleared things up, and yeah. I'm going to leave it right back to my friend Nux.
But anyway, the point is, people going crazy in the quote retweets back on my original tweet when I said they not like us in regards to Chris Tyson, stuff like
that. Yeah, because you're a hypocrite. Because you're a hypocrite.
43,000 likes, basically calling me a pedophile for no reason. Nux, you are a lolicon defender, which is ironic because I was literally in drama like a year and a half ago because I do not like lolly porn. And then the anime community came for me because I do not like lolly porn.
What do you mean you do not like lolly porn? What does that mean? He's actually said the opposite of this in videos, by the way. He's actually said the opposite. He said lolly does not make you a pedophile. Rev says Desu. What was NuxTaku thinking?
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here.
Don't care.
So the drama began with this post he made yesterday. It states, nothing as beautiful as friendships forged in making fun of pedos. And of course, it contains a screenshot of his interaction with Mudahar, where he says, a dark day for cupcake enthusiasts, which is a reference to pedophiles, EDP in particular, where he has a screenshot of the news where Lolly and LollyCon related hashtags have been banned on Twitter. Now, this is something that I spent a great deal talking about yesterday. In a nutshell, the Lolly hashtag has been banned on Twitter, and much to some people's surprise, it is something I support, because over the years, despite this term being shadow banned on Twitter, actual pedophiles have hijacked this term and abused this hashtag to seek out real-life children and exploit them sexually. Now, these aren't anime fans, they're not even LollyCons, they're just people who unironically believe that the term lolly means an actual child, which is something that antis have been slinging around for a long time. Seeing this whole interaction, many people were angry, as you can see by the number of quote retweets. They couldn't believe the guy who has used lolly-related content in his thumbnails, videos, and the same guy who's openly befriended LollyCons, followed and praised LollyCons on Twitter, could be making such a statement under glaring hypocrisy. But when I saw Nux's tweet, I played devil's advocate. I consider the fact that maybe Nux is playing 5D chess and trolling all of us by making his reference not to lolly enjoyers, but instead to the actual predators who are abusing the hashtag, thinking it was a slang for real-life children. Well, even my optimism was crushed as clips of Nux being an anti were shared in the replies and quote retweets and sent to my DMs by concerned viewers. There are many clips I can share, but let's start with this one before we go through the plethora of examples showing NuxTaku incorporating into his content.
Oh no, he was being an anti. Nux is a total hypocrite, but don't use terms like that. Let's cut the gay shit. Cut the gay shit, Rev. I understand it's difficult when you act like a 2-year-old girl online, but cut the gay shit.
From Lolly and LollyCon. Oh, and for context, this clip is a reference to a VTuber who was dogpiled and harassed by hundreds of her peers for posting a Lolly Smasher Pass tier list.
I met with countless VTubers and Twitter users bashing this person, saying it's been a minute since I said this.
Bro, can you imagine? You make a tweet that essentially just gathers all of the pedos on the platform in one place. This is an Elon Musk sleeper agent, okay? A lot of you think that he's a weirdo. No. It's an ElonSk sleeper agent gathering data on who they should take out back and break their legs.
And I just like this now and get it out of the way. If this is what you're into, please leave my community.
Yeah, well, kind of makes sense. I guess that's really cringe, and this Lolly thing is wacky. We keep going.
Well, for breaking the legs of LollyCons, you should probably start getting yourself fitted for a cast, little bro, because they're coming after you next. Like, it's...
I mean, your AO? Sorry. Rev kind of cooking.
Obvious hypocrisy here, and he's gonna say, like, oh, this is a joke. Like, what's the joke? What's the punchline here? That you're gonna break people's legs over fictional content, the same fictional content you consume, by the way? Like, maybe I don't get your turbo humor, but I don't think anything about this is funny. I think you're being serious. And this is buried like 20 minutes into a random video. Like, it's a little bit weird. And looking at his thumbnails and video ideas, I don't need to go through and explain.
Like, yeah.
All these, you can see for yourself. This is just a snapshot of what is dozens of videos containing Lolly and LollyCon either in the thumbnail or in the title, or basically the entire video revolves around the concept. He even has videos where he's showing this content to other YouTubers. So if he thinks this is so dangerous and gross, like, he's obviously full of shit here, okay? So I want to mention here,
this is just, he's spitting, what?
That's the point of the video. Normally I would go, yo, your Twitter likes are public, and do that whole bit where I show his public Twitter likes. In this case, some of the lewd Lolly stuff involves some VTubers that either A, I'm friends with and I don't want to drag them into this, or B, they're people who have already publicly stated that they don't want to be a part of this drama, and I'm going to respect that. So you're just going to have to take my word for it that there are multiple images of lewd Lolly VTubers in his likes from very recently as well. So take that from me. But you can say that while I have respect for those creators and their privacy, and I don't want to lump them into drama, but as for me, you follow me. Like, I'm not going to also show our DMs. Like, you have said you enjoy my content. You have said that you like what I do, and you've asked me to be on your stream multiple times, and yet you're saying these things. Like, how could you possibly follow me? It's really weird.
Wait, really? He's been asking Rev to get on his stream too.
Me, you follow me. Like, I'm not going to also show our DMs. Like, you have said you enjoy my content. You have said that you like what I do, and you've asked me to be on your stream multiple.
Stop pretending you've got a stance on LollyCon, Nux. Bro, he's such a pathetic coward.
Times, and yet you're saying these things. Like, how could you possibly follow me? It's really weird. But nonetheless, I'm going to show you another clip, just to really spike.
I remind you, Rev says Desu.
Hey, what's
okay,
up, guys?
I saw Asmongold and Hassan going back and forth about this. Asmongold was like, I've never seen Rev sexualize his avatar. This is merch store. Okay? Remind me who this guy is.
Like the football here, let it play.
And of course, there are also your pedophiles and all that.
Oh, well, you kind of glossed over. What do you mean by that?
Well, you got people that the lolly debate is really huge in the VTuber scene. Like, you got lolly VTubers, you got VTubers that talk about liking lollies, you got Discord servers of VTubers that are liking lollies and stuff. And the claim is, well, you know, she's a 3,000-year-old vampire that looks like a 12-year-old girl. It's too volatile. I wouldn't want to touch that with a 6-foot pole.
So in case you didn't catch that, there was actually Moist Critical, aka Charlie, in the background of that video, which I think is pretty funny. His views on this is pretty wishy-washy in the videos that he appears in with Nux. But I think there's one clip in particular that really speaks to where Charlie stands in this whole thing.
And for some fucking reason, Twitter being the cesspool that it is somehow brings anime into this, talking about, well, why is beauty such a big deal when anime has kids being sexualized? Well, first of all, anime is fake. Those like children lolly things, those fucking 900-year-old vampires that look like they're 4 years old, the little cum demons that have existed for 2 millennia, but they look like a 6-year-old, those aren't real people. They are animated fake things.
So obviously it's pretty funny to compare these two takes that somehow strangely both bring up this whole 5,000-year-old whatever, which again, like...
Wait, there's no way Charlie would say that now, right? What would Charlie say about lolly now? How long ago was this video? Is this in his old place? Yeah, it is. There's no way he would say this about lolly now, is there?
things.
So obviously it's pretty funny to compare these two takes that somehow strangely both bring up this whole 5,000-year-old whatever, which again, like I kind of hinted at, nobody actually said.
Yeah, that's during Cuties. Yes, that's years ago. He would not say that now. I guarantee I would put money on it.
That, by the way, I have not heard that defense unironically used in a long, long time. But nonetheless, there is one more clip I want to play. It is a clip from NuxTaku's and Some Ordinary Gamers podcast, and they're doing the whole Lolly debate, and it is just, you'll see, it's a mess.
I don't know if you ever heard of the channel DigiBro. He was like an anime dude.
Yeah.
He got into a lot of debates about how lollies it's not weird to be.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
That was when I signed out of that dude.
That's also kind of weird. Yeah, that argument's weird.
And like randomly get like a video talking about like why Patreon's in the wrong for taking down people who make like lolly porn, like hard defending it. I'm just watching this. I'm like, bro, you don't.
He debated Destiny about it.
I didn't see that. That was when I signed out of that dude.
That's also kind of weird. Yeah, that argument's weird.
And like randomly get like a video talking about like why Patreon's in the wrong for taking down people who make like lolly porn, like hard defending it. I'm just watching this. I'm like, bro, you don't.
He debated Destiny about it.
I didn't see that.
He debated Destiny about how lolly is like, okay, whatever.
It's like, Cupid character you have, what does it look like? Well, it's actually like 4,000 years old. How old does it look? 8. Okay, well, there you go. That's the problem. So I have to like tell someone, isn't it like a gateway drug? And it's like, it's not a drug. It's not actually hurting anyone. I'm like, bro, just admit it's weird, okay? It's weird, and you can look. I watch cartel death footage on Reddit all the time.
Yeah, there's really nothing I have to say about that last part.
Wait, no one thinks it's not weird. Okay, Muta's like so dumb.
It's like, okay, whatever.
It's like, Cupid character you have, what does it look like? Well, it's actually like 4,000 years old. How old does it look? 8. Okay, well, there you go. That's the problem. So I have to like tell someone, isn't it like a gateway drug? And it's like, it's not a drug. It's not actually hurting anyone. I'm like, bro.
Saying it's not a gateway drug is not saying it's not weird. I think anyone who's like got a fucking, you know, who's like socialized and normal would say lolly isn't weird. But the point that's being made there is that sexual interest isn't necessarily an escalating scale. It's often a lateral scale where you have different tastes, a small taste in different things, and your sexual interest doesn't necessarily scale up the more you look at something. That's the point that's being made there, right? It's not like you look at more lolly and you get more attracted to kids. That's what the point that's trying to be made there.
Just admit it's weird, okay? It's weird, and you can look. I watch cartel death footage on Reddit all the time.
Yeah, there's really nothing I have to say about that last part, but nonetheless, I shared that video for 2 reasons. Number one, notice how they never actually said pedo at any point. It's a common tactic used by antis where they don't actually say the word or phrase, but they just heavily imply it, like everyone knows what you're talking about, and when you repeat over and over again, it's just weird. It's just weird. We all know what you mean, and in this case, it's not just weird to Nux. He has said multiple times, as we've seen, that lolicon is for pedophiles, okay? And the second reason I show this is the interaction between them. I think it's really important. I think it's the main reason he's doing all of this. He's just trying to fit in with his friends and fellow content creators, because he's had this very open acceptance of lolicon for many years, all of a sudden he's saying all this stuff while he's hanging around these people. And you know what? I get trying to fit in, but like at the same point, you can't be the biggest hypocrite in the world about the subject just to fit in with people who are anti-lolicon. Like, you don't have a leg to stand on. And it kind of leads to the next part. I just want to briefly talk about this. Nux has had a very bad reputation in the VTuber community for some time now, and to be honest, it's not deserved. They tried to cancel him a million times, and those times were unfair. Like the Shoujo situation, and there was a situation where he's getting canceled for his N-word video where he's paying streamers to say the N-word. Like, those were big controversies, and VTubers were really involved in it and trying to cancel him. They even called him a lolicon in the process. That was a big part of it. But now, he has made a lot of amends towards fixing his relationship. In the last year or so, he's done a lot of collabs with small streamers. He's promoted them, interacted with them. He's clearly making an effort to make his reputation better in that community, and I can't think of a better way of doing that than calling lolicon pedophilia. Am I right? But this now leads us into the final part of the video. I originally wasn't going to make this until I woke up this morning to see him backpedal. This was probably the worst response imaginable. I was going to ask him maybe in a reply what he meant by his original tweet, but he comes out saying that this is comedy. This was all comedy. That original tweet calling people pedophiles, it was just comedy.
Time is a flat circle.
Well, explain to me where the punchline is, dude, because I don't get it. Maybe I'm just not funny. I don't get how this is a joke. Like, where is the joke? And you still have to say this, that there's still a little sus, and he wanted to rock the boat. Well, you rocked the boat so hard you fell off of it, dude. Like, I just, like, this was like the worst response for someone who's been canceled a million times. Like, this was the last thing you should have said. You should have said nothing at that point. You got exposed hard for being a hypocrite, and then you come out and basically say it's just a prank, bro, and I was just trying to rustle your jimmies. Well, we know it's more than that. We've seen the clips of you saying these things. It aligns exactly with what you originally said in the first tweet. There's really nothing else to say. Like, this whole situation is just really disappointing, and I know it's disappointing for a lot of people out there, and like, it's just BS. Like, nobody's buying this. It wasn't a joke. You mean this stuff, and whether you actually believe it in your heart, I don't know. I mean, how could you with your history of being okay with lolicon? But this isn't, whatever this attempt is, it's not helping you. It's not a good thing. It's just, I don't know who you're trying to impress with all this stuff, but that's going to do this video. Please let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yo, he just spat. This guy just spat. The fuck? Yo, this nonce just spat. Okay, he might not be a nonce, but he certainly sexualizes V, which is like a 7-year-old girl. Anyway.
Not like lolly porn. And then the anime community came for me because I do not like lolly porn. Which is, it's kind of ironic. I literally got canceled from both sides.
Sorry, Rev. Okay, I'm apologizing to Rev. John Jake is saying in chat after. I'm so sorry, Rev. Okay, public apology to Rev says Desu, the pedophile known as Rev says Desu. Okay, I need to stop joking like that. I can't just call people pedophiles as a joke. That's not okay. That's not okay.
Imagine getting canceled for not liking lolly porn and then getting canceled Not that I like lolly porn, but because they think I like lolly porn because I got DM'd by Shadman one time in the past. It's pretty crazy. So anyway, a lot of people telling me to delete this tweet. As you can see, this tweet has 1,900 likes and 2.8 million views, getting ratio to oblivion on Twitter. Everyone and their mother calling me a pedophile and shit. And I don't want to delete this tweet. I really would prefer it stay up here, kind of as a testament to the fact that this all went down. The fact that the internet literally turned my life over completely upside down, especially with the Shadman stuff, trying to find any semblance of criminal activity that I've done, and literally not found any. None. Zero. Like, oh my God.
Wait, what?
Any semblance of criminal activity that I've done, and literally not found any. None. Zero.
First of all, I don't think anyone's alleging criminal activity unless you're talking about distribution of lolicon, which, I mean, none of this is criminal because it's not, it wouldn't be considered obscene, I don't think. However, you could argue semblance, but it wouldn't be criminal because none of it's obscene. Wouldn't fit the test for obscenity under the laws for it. But I don't think anyone was seriously making criminal allegations. I don't think that's what anyone's identifying. They're showing your consistent interest, comfortability with, affinity for lolly. That's what people are pointing out.
Like, oh my God. It's kind of crazy. Not trying to tempt fate or anything here, but I legitimately have never inappropriately messaged a minor in my life. So there's nothing to find. Ava Chris
No one has alleged this. No one has been saying that. Literally nobody has been saying this. I have not seen a single person say Nux is messaging kids. I have never seen that said.
Did inappropriately message minors, which is why they found shit. Anyway, this has been my long-winded drama response video. The world went after me while I was on vacation, and it's been fun. It's been fun. I spoke to Caleb and Muda. We're all still homies. We're planning something hopefully big. It'll probably take a little while until that kicks off, but for now, I do appreciate all your support. For the most part, the comments on YouTube have been relatively pretty awesome, not gonna lie, and supportive and shit. A lot of people DMing me, asking me if I'm okay. God, I feel like I got 1% of the amount of hate my way right now than someone like Quite did during his false allegations, which were way worse, and I can't even imagine what these people went through. But again, the point
what false allegations? Wait, what false allegations have you had? This isn't a false... Okay.
I literally didn't do anything in this situation. Yeah, bye.
Right. Oh, man, this is like one of the worst people ever. This is just terrible. Feel bad for me, the video. It is. It's just like, it's this horrific sympathy baiting. It must work when you have like an avatar of like a little anime boy. It must work. Everyone's like, oh, he's just like a cute little anime boy. We've got to be nice to him, but really he's like some fat freak. Some fat freak posting thumbnails of poorly censored lolly art and 12-year-old girls pulling up their shirts. Okay, what are we on to next? What are we? Where are we? What are we doing? Where are we?